Hello and welcome to Benin Television News at 7. My name is Mercy Upa. The headlines. Benin State Government signs MOU on construction of railroads. House of Reps to investigate promotion stagnation in federal civil service. And on a foreign scene, Biden says court ruling on Trump undermines rule of law. Benin State government has moved to reintroduce diploma and higher national diploma programs at the State School of Nursing and Midwifery, Makurdi. Governor Hyacinth Alia made this known Tuesday during an inspection visit of facilities at the school in Makurdi, the state capital. Correspondent Emmanuel Akola has details of the report.
The Benue State School of Nursing and Midwifery Makurdi had been responsible for the training of community health workers before it became solely a degree awarding institution. The present government in Benue State has moved to reintroduce diploma and higher national diploma at the school to produce healthcare workers who can attend to the health needs of the people. The man at the helm of affairs in the state, Reverend Father Hyacinth Alia, is at the school to identify areas of need before the programs will resume. According to the governor, the programs will in time accommodate those who cannot directly enroll for degree programs, aside ensuring availability of health personnel for the state's primary healthcare centers. Governor Alia announces that work has started on reviving health facilities, including general hospitals across the state, with the aim of repositioning the health sector in the state. He describes the student as assets to the state.
It's quite imperative for the state to have an OND and HND programs in nursing sciences. The degree is there. When they graduate from there and they now acquire the capacity like you guys, then they can also enroll to become like you guys. So it's very important that we do that. We have already started every work on bringing back to life hospitals. It's our hope to have each of the local government headquarters to have an establishment of a general hospital. So which means you are extremely needed.
While assuring the students undergoing degree programs at the school of a seamless process that would not affect their programs, the governor announces that necessary work for the immediate recommencement of the programs is ongoing.
Some people are only praying to be just community healthcare workers. So they need a good, sustainable program for them to be able to do this. So this is what we have in the pipeline. And everything is going to take shape, just within a matter of months. Some might even start happening next week.
Governor Alia, in company of contractors, afterwards carries out inspection of drainages and culverts at Wurukum Market, Benue Links, and Isha Bakud Road, Makurdi Metropolis. Emmanuel Akula, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Benue State Government has signed a memorandum of understanding with local government areas for the construction of railroads in the state. Special Advisor at the Government Bureau for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Dr. Dennis Akura, disclosed this at the Bureau headquarters in Makurdi, the state capital. The advisor spoke through the Information Officer of the Bureau after the monthly Joint Account Allocation Committee sitting. Correspondent Lucy Ataga was there and now reports.
In this monthly Joint Account Allocation Committee JAC sitting, critical matters of the state are decided on. The meeting, which is presided over by the Special Advisor to the Governor and the Bureau for Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Dr. Dennis Akura, has in attendance chairmen of the local councils in the state and other critical stakeholders. The meeting announces the approval of a Memorandum of Understanding (MOU) between the local government areas and the state government for the construction of rural roads across the local councils. According to the Information Officer of the Bureau, Ahanba Yati, who speaks on behalf of a special advisor after the JAC sitting, the roads are expected to serve as link roads between the council areas to ease transportation for farmers.
There must be a counterpart funding for the construction of rural roads in the 23 local government areas of Benue State. Counterpart funding for the construction of rural roads in the 23 local government areas of Benue State. And those roads is to serve as a link. Each local government, the road in that local government should link another local government, so that there must be access roads for farmers to move their yields to the nearest market so that they can get a lot from it. The state government will bring 60% and the local government will bring 40%.
The advisor also reiterates the state governor's call for local councils to show more commitment in agricultural investment in their domains.
The special advisor reiterated the earlier directives by His Excellency that every local government should have a nursery farm, and directed them to look for a land suitable for the plantation or palm trees, so that it will yield revenue generation in such local governments.
The advisor also charges council chairmen to be more committed in the discharge of their duties at the grassroots. Lucy Ataga, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Thank you, Lucy Ataga, for bringing us that report. Benue State House of Assembly has moved a motion calling on state government as a matter of urgency to step up security operations in Benue Northeast and in Kwandi local governments. The House moved the motion Tuesday during plenary in Makurdi. Fidelia Zashaundu has more on this report.
This is the first sitting after resumption from the first quarter of recess that lasted for more than a month. The members look fully re-energized and prepared for legislative business. Moving the motion on the floor Tuesday, member representing Katsina Ala West, Bemdo Ipiusu, acknowledges government efforts at reinforcing security in the state but sees the need for more to be done as insecurity reports coming on daily basis, especially in the Benue North East, also called Sankara and Kwandi local government area, are becoming more worrisome.
That the House condemned in totality the kidnapping of innocent citizens in Katsina, Sankara, and anywhere in Benue State. That the House called on the adopters of the Tabishima Ipiusu to have a rethink and unconditionally release him to rejoin his family members.
Seconding the motion, member representing Makurdi North, Alfred Mbiga, describes the motion as timely and affirms that security personnel be deployed immediately to the affected areas in the state.
I want to also urge them to step up again so that they will totally eliminate the issue of insecurity. Mr. Speaker, I agree totally with the resolve of my colleagues and also sympathize with him. The House should issue a strong resolve asking the Commissioner of Police, Security Advisor, to, as a matter of urgency, find a whereabouts of this area state.
The Speaker, Aondina Daju, then rules on the motion.
So 1, 2, 3 are taken, right?
Similarly, the House Tuesday moved the motion for the adoption of the House Calendar of Business of the Second Legislative Session 2024 to 2025 of the 10th Assembly. The lawmakers debated on the report of the House Standing Committee on Finance on her familiarization visit to Benue Investment and Property Company, BIPC. Thereafter, they adjourned to Tuesday, 9th of June 2024. Fidelia Zashaundu, Benue Television News, Makurdi.
Benue Television News at 7. We'll now go for a break. When we return, we'll bring you more updates. Please stay with us. Managing Director, Benue Investments and Property Company Limited, Dr. Raymond Asmakaha, says the proposed Benue Brewery factory is to provide direct jobs for hundreds of youths in the state. Dr. Asmakaha, in company of other BIPC staff, announces this Monday while inspecting work on the ongoing construction of the factory at Akile Village along Makurdi-Gboko Road. He urges farmers in the state to produce more sorghum and cassava in order to contribute to the growth of the economy in line with the vision of the governor, Reverend Father Hyacinth earlier. The BIPC head hopes the project will be completed on schedule. The Commission of Inquiry into the sale of assets belonging to Benue State and local governments by the immediate past administration has requested the management of Benue Links Limited to submit documents as evidence that company's headquarters in Ilorin, Lagos, and Edo State were sold. The Commission has also asked for the documents backing the sale of unserviceable buses in the company. The five-man panel chaired by retired Justice Apollos Idi put forth its request when the general manager of the company, Alexander Fanafa, appeared before it to give account of the property sales carried out in the company. Similarly, the Permanent Secretary Bureau for Internal Affairs has also been invited by the Commission to provide documents for the sale of over 10 buses belonging to the Bureau which the office claimed were unserviceable. The Commission also heard a petition by Finger of God Spirit in the Power Ministry to go against former Deputy Governor Engineer Benson Abonu. The senior pastor, Joe Adakole, alleged that Engineer Abonu brought a bulldozer and demolished the church, which was situated on a land leased to them by the Ministry of Agriculture and Natural Resources for the construction of the church. Adakole said Engineer Abonu claimed that he bought the land. After the witnesses were cross-examined, the chairman of the panel adjourned hearing in the cases for another date to allow the witnesses who appeared before it provide more documents and for the Commission to invite other people who are mentioned in the hearing to come and defend themselves. As part of follow-up operations, officers of Operation Zinda GTF have dislodged a bandit camp in Benue Northeast area popularly called Sankara. A statement by the Police Public Relations Officer, Benue State Command SP Sewisi Anene, says the officers invaded a criminal hideout at Teuza, Mbatula Council Ward, Kasinala Local Government Area on June 30, 2024. She recounts that upon arrival at the camp, the bandit engaged the police in a gun battle but were overpowered. The police team. The report says 2 of the bandits died from gunshot injuries. Their bodies have been deposited at General Hospital Kum, while other suspects escaped. The commander also continuously intensified efforts to clamp down on bandits in Sankara axis of the state in the last 3 months. Other operations carried out in the area have led to the arrest of suspects that have been charged to court. The command spokesperson reveals that 2 pistols loaded with ammunition, 3 locally made shotguns, 13 motorcycles, camouflage uniforms, 6 walkie-talkies, 1 Toyota Corolla and 1 tricycle were recovered in the process. Meanwhile, Commissioner of Police, Benue State Command CP Hassan Yavanet, has commended the efforts of the officers and is encouraging the people of Sankara to provide useful information to the police that can lead to the arrest of the suspect at large who may be seen with gunshot injuries. He, however, restates his commitment to fight crime in the state and nip insecurity in the bud. Better Television News at 7 will now bring you news from other parts of the country, but first let's go for a break. We'll be back. You're still watching Benue Television News at 7. The House of Representatives has resolved to investigate promotion stagnation in the Federal Civil Service from 2013 to 2023 to encourage a more effective and efficient civil service. The House also asked President Bola Tinubu to immediately constitute the National Council on Public Procurement in accordance with the provisions of the Public Procurement Act. This followed 2 separate motions by Seumal Idris and Murphy Omuri, which were unanimously adopted without debate by the House at plenary on Tuesday. Leading the debate for his motion, Honorable Idris recorded that Section 169 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, provides for the establishment of the Civil Service of the Federation, while Section 170 equally provides for the establishment of the Federal Civil Service Commission. According to him, promotions are essential for the career progression of civil servants, which serves as a motivational incentive for productivity and performance. He said that over the years, stagnation in promotions across ministries, departments, and agencies of government has resulted in loss of service delivery, a decline in highly specialized skills, low level of productivity and performance, employee unrest, corruption, and dampened morale. He stresses that the civil service requires a comprehensive reform to prioritize timely and fair promotions and remunerations to align with global best practices. He argued that promotion stagnation in the civil service requires urgent intervention to achieve government policies and programs. Concerned that some civil servants who undergo mandatory examinations are promoted normally but not financially, despite adequate recurrent expenditure in the annual appropriations budget for ministries, departments, and agencies. He maintained that promotion stagnation affects the career of an officer in service, as every civil servant is expected to reach his career peak within 35 years in active service or by the retirement age of 60 years. The Defense Headquarters Tuesday said 20 persons were killed while 52 others sustained various degrees of injuries and receiving treatment after Saturday's suicide bombing in Borno. He noted that the terrorists embarked on these cowardly attacks against innocent citizens to project an image of strength to cover their weakness and decline. This DHQ vowed that the fate of the terrorists that perpetrated these insecurities will be violent and short, as troops will stop at nothing to take them out of the battlefield. Director of Defense Media Operations Major General Edward Bubar, who made this known, said 3 suicide bombs were detonated, including one that killed a soldier and 2 hybrid personnel. He said the 4th incident was averted when the suspect was identified early enough, resulting in her detonation of the bomb prematurely, whereby she became the only casualty. He added that the coordinated attacks comprised of multiple person bombing improvised explosive device, otherwise known as suicide bombings. General Bobat said the armed forces view every life lost as a result of the ongoing war, whether civilian or military, as an immense tragedy. Accordingly, the army expressed its condolences even as it mourns with all who have lost loved ones. It also commiserated with all victims needing healing and recovery. Let's now join Paul Kungun, who is on standby for sport updates. Over to you, Paul.
Hello and welcome to Sport News. I am Paul Kungun. It's my pleasure to extend warm wishes to all as we celebrate World Sport Journalist Day. Minister for Sport Development, Senator John Onon, has called on the Nigeria Football Federation, NFL, to appoint a coach with a distinguished pedigree and proven success to lead the Super Eagles, emphasizing the need for a coach well versed in African football. Senator Onon stressed the importance of someone who can guide the team to victory in the 2025 African Cup of Nations, AFCON, and secure qualification for the 2026 World Cup. The minister highlighted the urgency of this appointment, noting that the choosing coach must bring tactical expertise and a deep understanding of the continent's football landscape. He also acknowledged the significant support from President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration, reaffirming the government's commitment to advancing Nigeria football on the global stage. The countdown to the African Cup of Nations Morocco 2025 has officially begun, with anticipation building across the continent for the qualifiers draw. This Thursday, 48 African nations will eagerly await this pivotal event, marking a significant milestone towards the 35th edition of CAF's premier competition. The recent AFCON in Côte d'Ivoire set a new benchmark celebrated for its thrilling on-field moment, world-class viewing experience, exceptional organization, and record global viewership. Following this unprecedented success, the baton has been passed to Morocco, promising an even more spectacular tournament. The official draw will take place at 2:30 local time, 12:30 GMT, hosted by two yet to be announced African football legends. All participating nations are now aiming to secure their place in one of the world's most prestigious football tournaments. The Nigeria Wrestling Federation has announced the 6 archers will represent the nation at the 2024 Olympics in Paris. The team, consisting of 5 female wrestlers, 1 male freestyle wrestler, and 3 coaches, was unveiled at the Dynamic Wrestling Gym in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State. Among the archers are Tokyo Olympic silver medalist Blessing Oborodudu and reigning African champion Odunayo Adekunroye. The team will leave for Spain on July 3rd for a pre-Olympic tournament in Madrid before heading to Germany for their final training camp. This concludes our sport news update. Over to the studio for the rest of the news. I am Paul Kungun, thanking you for watching.
Thank you, Paul Kungun, for bringing us our sport updates. We'll now go for a break. When we return to join the foreign scene for more reports. Please stay with us. Social experts said the Kenyan police have fired tear in the capital Nairobi to disperse anti-government protests. Human rights groups say since the protests began against a controversial finance bill began 2 weeks ago, 39 people have been killed by security forces. In the city center, many businesses have remained closed. Demonstrators have also taken to the streets of other cities, including Mombasa and Kisumu. President William Ruto has since dropped the proposed tax increases, but the demonstrations have moved into calls for him to resign and anger over police brutality. The clashes in Nairobi have forced magistrates to put off hearings at a court in the city. The state-funded Kenya National Commission on Human Rights says most protesters were killed last Tuesday when MPs voted to pass the bill. It said in a statement Monday that 17 people had died in Nairobi and 22 others killed in other parts of the country. He added that there had also been 361 injuries, 32 cases of enforced or involuntary disappearances, and 627 arrests. On Sunday, the police put the death toll at 19. Earlier, Amnesty International had said 24 protesters had died. It said the force used against the protesters were excessive and disproportionate. While speaking at a roundtable interview with journalists Sunday, President Ruto said the police had done the best they could. He added that if there were any excesses, they would be addressed through existing mechanisms. United States President Joe Biden has described as a dangerous precedent a Supreme Court ruling giving former President Donald Trump partial immunity from criminal prosecution. Biden said the judgment undermined the rule of law and was a terrible disservice to Americans. Earlier, Trump hailed the court decision as a big win for democracy. The justices found on Monday that a president had immunity for official acts but was not immune for an unofficial act and referred the matter back to a trial judge. The judgment will further delay the criminal case against Trump for allegedly trying to subvert the 2020 election results that gave victory to Mr. Biden. The trial judge must now determine which actions were carried out in Trump's capacity as president, which could take months. Any trial is unlikely to start before November's presidential election. The majority opinion by the Supreme Court deemed his interactions with the Department of Justice (DOJ) immune from prosecution. Trump is accused in his indictment of pressuring DOJ officials to launch investigations into voter fraud despite a lack of evidence. It was reported that Trump's legal team is seeking to overturn his conviction in New York, where he was found guilty in May of 34 counts of falsifying business records related to concealing an alleged sexual encounter with former adult film star Stormy Daniels. And that's all of our package this night, but before we go, here's a recap of the main stories. Benue State government has signed an MOU with local governments on construction of railroads. House of Reps to investigate promotion stagnation in the Federal Civil Service. And on a foreign scene, we told you Biden said court ruling on Trump undermined rule of law. My name is Mercy Upa. Local news will come up next. Good night.